Hey everyone, good evening. I hope you guys can hear me. Okay, that's great. How are we doing, everyone? Okay, all right. All right, so I'll start this live quickly. Again, first of all, congratulations to all the students who passed their exam, CPT exam recently. Again, you guys should be very proud of yourself. It's a big achievement, passing one of the toughest exam. And as you know, that the exam pattern has changed so much. Like now your exam has oral component and written, which was always there, and successfully cracking the very first exam. It should be, you guys should be very proud of yourself. Now, those of you who are preparing for the exam, whole purpose of this live is to kind of give you guys some assistance in your preparation, what these students did, what worked for them, not what we taught them, but what worked for them, and if you can use those strategies in your preparation. Okay. All right. So we may have some of our instructors too, clinical instructors. But let me start with, let me see if I see Hazim is here. Send me a request. I'll be able to get you guys in. Hi, Rajit. And Matri, I sent you invite too. Okay, I think that's Matri. Hey, Matri, how are you?
Hi. Hello, sir. I'm good. How are you?
Good, good, good. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, sir.
So where are you located, Matri?
Sorry?
Where are you located? What part of Canada?
I'm not in Canada. I'm from India.
Oh,
I
you're in
give my
India right now.
exam from India. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, that's great. That's great. I think
Yes,
I
sir.
added Hazim, but seems like maybe that's him, I guess, in the darkness. Um, just Hey Azim,
Hi, sir. How are you?
how are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Congratulations, yeah.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank
so
you.
okay. I think I have one more invite. Let me get Dhwani in. Okay. All right. So I'll have you guys mute yourself when you're like not talking, so that way there will be less background noise. Okay. And I think Dhwani is here. Hey Dhwani.
Yeah. Hello, sir. How are you?
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. So I'll start with you, Maitri. So Maitri, you
Yes.
passed your exam, and like first time going for CPT that has like oral component, there is always a fear in mind what's going to happen. It's not just a written component anymore. The dreams were at like the edge. So how did you do your preparation? What was the mindset? Like, how am I going to get it done? And like February is pretty much the first exam because in January there was hardly anyone going for the exam. So February was the first one that no, I have confidence in myself. I'll go for it. So how did that come?
Honestly, it was very hard. Initially, I was not going for February. I was very scared to book the exam date.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I talked to Vrunda ma'am actually.
Okay.
So
Oh, so
she
you
kind
were
of
with
pushed.
Brunda for
Yeah.
mentorship?
Yeah, I took Vrunda ma'am's mentorship. She kind of pushed me for February because I was confident for it. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, but I was not confident for oral. I was like, ma'am, I don't know. And biggest thing, like, I was in India, I had no Canadian experience,
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
And so that was the biggest challenge and a lot of
Uh,
things. Then I talked to her with a lot of speaking, practice. So,
hmm.
yeah. And the study buddy course, of course, like the classes
Okay.
or your classes.
Uh,
So, yeah.
that's great. That's great. Um, so Hazim, how about you? Like going for the very first exam, what was the challenge? Like, what was the fear in mind? I think you're on mute. Just unmute yourself. Yeah. But in the meantime, I can ask you, Dhwani. Dhwani, what do you think? Like, what was the challenge for this exam? Like, first exam, fear in
Hmm.
mind, and
So,
how were you thinking to like? What was the thinking?
so the thinking was not so clear. Like
Uh-huh.
I was so scared that will I be able to pass this exam or not? Because first of all, the oral component was very difficult to just understand that how will
Yeah.
the questions will be, and how
Yeah.
the scenarios will be. And we have practiced a lot. Like I have attended all your lectures and stuff, but still there's a fear in the mind that will I be able to answer
Yeah.
the question on time? Will I be able to understand the question? So that was the biggest fear for me.
Okay.
Um, yeah, but the
But at the end,
mentorship and all helped me a lot. Like
who was your mentor?
Mehul sir.
Oh, Mehul was your mentor.
Yeah.
And for the written part, you had mentorship for the written
Yeah,
piece?
so I gave PC in October, but I did not cleared it. So I had
Okay.
a mentorship written Ankush sir.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I took it like while ago.
Okay. That's great. That's great. All right. Let me add, see if I think he's here. I think Hazim is again. Let me add him. Um, okay. So, while he's coming, Maitri, I'll come back to you. Maitri, what was this preparation strategy? I think Hazim is here. Hazim, since you can hear me, um,
So,
let me ask you directly. What was the strategy? Yeah, like what gave you confidence that okay, I think I should go for CPT oral in February?
okay, to be frank and honest with you, I started my preparation in the month of August. So
Hmm.
from August till December, I was preparing for the written component only.
Okay.
And from December onwards, I started preparing for my oral component. So I was quite in dilemma, and even I was in the same boat that I even don't know that whether should I go with the February cohort or with the May cohort.
Uh-huh.
I
Okay.
said that I even I had a word with you, with the Mehul sir, with the Kiran ma'am, and everybody was like, Hazim, you can do it. You have to just push yourself, and you have to just believe in yourself. You can make it. And
Yeah.
yeah, finally, I did
Yeah.
that.
That's great. Yeah, that's great. Congratulations. So, I'll come back to you, Madri. Madri, what was the strategy like in terms of preparation? Let's talk about like for the written part. What were some of the strategies that you were using? Because I think Hasim mentioned something very good that he focused on the written part first, get it done, and then let's focus on the oral. What were you doing exactly?
Yeah, exactly. I follow the same strategy, focusing on the written mode, like practicing questions, understanding the lectures, making notes,
Uh-huh.
and then solving a lot of MCQs. A lot of MCQs. Actually, earlier I was also going for PC. Then
Uh-huh.
because the CPT came, then I remember I texted you in September, like, sir, I don't know, I don't have a work permit, I don't have anything. Should I go for PC or should I go for CPT? Then you texted like CPT is the best for you.
Okay.
Then
Okay.
I switched for the oral. Like
Hmm.
from October, November, like I started preparing for oral. Then firstly, I made my written strong.
Okay. Now, how does that get strong? Because that's the biggest challenge for people.
Yeah,
Like, it's so
solving
much of content.
MCQ.
Yeah.
Honestly, your lectures, your notes,
Uh-huh.
were more than enough. Like solve,
Okay.
yeah. So I used to just review your lectures 3, 4 times, make notes, and then solve MCQs as much
Okay.
as I can. So that's what I did.
Now, you think you mentioned one thing that you are in India, so you have zero
Yeah.
Canadian experience, right?
Yes, sir.
Um, did that really impact your preparation? Like, were you really struggling in some areas of professional responsibility or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did struggle. I did struggle in professional responsibilities and like
Hmm.
few
So,
things.
how did you
But
manage that
yes,
part?
I used to talk to Vrinda ma'am, like, ma'am, this ethics question. I used to message her, whatever I used to come. And of course, with my study partner. What strategy
Okay.
we used to do? We used to always practice ethics, like 15 minutes daily. Like we used to practice 2 hour session daily for
Hmm.
oral. And then last 15, 20 minutes, we used to always practice ethics, like
Okay. Okay.
from the CAPR standards and college websites or every. So
And
that's how
practice
we
with
used to
your
do.
study partners,
Yeah, with
like
study
asking
partner.
questions to each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay. That's
reading
great.
the standards every day and making questions. Okay, this can be the question. What can we think of?
Okay,
So yeah.
okay. Makes sense, makes sense. And you mentioned that you were practicing oral for 2 hours every day. How was that practice? What exactly were you doing?
We were used to practice cases actually. The cases
Cases.
which the lectures, your lectures first, all your lectures cases, and then the cases which were on the portal.
Okay,
So we
okay.
used to practice those cases.
Now, practice means like, were you practicing like talking or just
Yeah, we
reading
were
and discussing? Talking.
talking. Like earlier
Okay,
what we used to do, like she used to answer first question, then I used to answer first question.
okay.
So
And then correcting each
yeah,
other. Okay, that's great. So it's just
yeah,
two of you, you and your study partner?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
And
that's
then
great.
any doubt of Vrunda ma'am, like messaging her, ma'am, I am stuck here, I am stuck there. Like, what is the ethical scenario for this? What can be done here?
Okay,
So,
that's great. Yeah, Vrunda, I think Vrunda is here. Cheers, cheers, Vrunda. So, Dhwani, I'll come to you. Dhwani, tell
Yes.
me a strategy for written
Mhm.
and like one strategy that you think like was the game changer for you, like that was
Okay.
helping you that you, now you can introspect that was the best one,
Yeah.
and then we'll talk about oral.
So the best thing was to stick to the basic. Like
Mhm,
as you also always said that you need to at least know the basic thing. Like, or if you do the shoulder, you should know the basic of the shoulder. So I
mhm,
stick to the basic, and then the I read the deeper topics through the blueprint. So I go through the blueprint, I go through your notes, I
uh-huh,
go through your lectures, and then I go through the textbook. So this was my strategy first to understand the basic and
uh-huh.
understand your lectures and the notes, and then
Mhm.
jumping to the textbooks. So that
Okay.
that really helped me to understand deeply.
Now
And
you mentioned that you missed PCE by a few points in last year.
Mhm.
How different was CPT? Like, what will you rate the difficulty level of CPT
They're
written
quite high.
and PC written? The
They're
in terms of
quite high. Very
high,
high.
it was more difficult.
Yes, very difficult, sir.
Okay, so
Yes, sir.
more
I can
difficult. That's
say that
interesting.
PC was really, really, really easy. I don't know why I missed by 10 marks,
Hmm.
but I would have done that. But
Okay.
by God's grace, I think
So what
some.
was difficult in the written part? What was difficult?
Sir,
Like,
the questions were more, I would say, more clinical scenarios and more practical based. Like it was not direct questions. They are not asking anything like this is a dermatom. Just give me which
okay,
muscle it's
everything's
supplying. Is
clinical. I
very
think
clinical.
I think that's what they have done because now the number of questions have gone down from 200 to 100. So they have to make sure at least those 100 questions are quality questions, and
Yes.
those memory-based questions are pretty much gone, I guess. That's interesting to know. Like very different.
Hmm.
And tell me one strategy of oral that worked for you.
Sir, oral was firstly the challenge was to give this uh, proper content. Like if the question is asking just the assessment or the diagnosis, we have to stick to that question. We should
Okay.
not exaggerate and talk so that our time I can spare the time to the other question
Yeah.
because question three was very long. So I divided timing accordingly. So I took a few minutes in question one, not much minute like in question two, and then question three it consumed more than 3 to 4 minutes to at least understand and then answer. So that was my strategy to divide the time. That was the
Okay.
time management.
Okay. So even in the exam, question three, what was taking long time for you to like
Yes.
process what they exactly they're
Yes.
asking.
Yes, sir.
And
It was.
what was like? I'm not asking you the question, but like in ethics part, let's say abuse or professional responsibility. So what was the difficult part? Was it like the case scenario was very weird
No,
that
sir.
made it hard?
No, sir. The case scenario was pretty simple, but
Uh-huh.
the question three was not exactly related to the scenario. It was
Yeah.
completely ethical scenario, which it did. If we go to the case, there was nothing mentioned about that the client is facing those difficulties, and then suddenly when you read the question says that the client is feeling some difficulties. How you will be handling it
Okay.
professionally, or how will be helping them ethically? So it was like that.
Okay. Yeah, we are practicing those kind of questions now because I think in communication, a lot of things are like you hurt their feelings. Now, how do you fix that? So there's no rule for those kind of things, and that's when we go wrong. Like we know all the rules, like what to do if there is a minor abuse, adult abuse, or consent issues. But then when issues are related to feelings,
Yes.
then it gets challenging. Okay, that's
So
great.
yes, the
Look,
consent questions were mostly very asked, like in the question
okay,
three.
okay. Hazim, I'll come to you. Hazim, tell me one strategy, like you think for the written part, and then we'll come to the.
Okay. So to start with the written part first, as we are giving the interacting with you now, there are people who interacted with you earlier.
Mhm.
So I just watched the overall video, what they are saying, and I just use some of their strategies, so that helped me a lot. So to start with, for the written part, what I did first, I just watch your lectures 2 to 3 times. So I
Okay.
just keep repeating your lectures again and again, again and again, again and again. Because
Mhm.
of which I just make my foundation stronger.
Okay.
Later on, I start making sure that whatever the PPT has been updated on the portal, whatever the MCQs are there, I was revising that things again and again.
Okay.
And later on, in the month of December, I joined the mentorship program. That was a game changer for me. So
Mm-hmm.
I was with the Kiran ma'am. So Kiran ma'am guide me what are my weak spot, what thing I have to focus on. Personally, as I said earlier, that I'm from India. I have zero Canadian experience, so I was not ethically good
Yeah.
because there are things different in India. There are things different in Canada. So I was weak in that particular part. So for that thing, I used to go on the Ontario website. I have to keep revising my ethics content again and again. I have to see the FAQs and everything. So
So you
this was
mentioned
my strategy.
Kiran pointed you some weaknesses. How did she do that? Like, what exactly did she ask you questions or MCQs? How did she analyze that?
Yeah, she was taking the MCQs part on a regular basis. So she just gives some sort of questions like 15 questions or 20 questions in the class, and we have to answer the poll. So
Mm-hmm.
there are times that I was facing difficulty with the ethical scenario. Like
Okay.
maximum, like if there are four ethical scenario, I was making only one. I was able to make only one right. So she get to know that Hazim, you are doing you are little messed up in the ethics part. So you need to work on that particular part.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so I just work more on the ethical scenario
Okay.
in the later part of my preparation in the written part, and
Mm-hmm.
for the to begin with the oral part, as said like I said earlier that I have started my oral preparation somewhat around December. That too along with the mentorship of Mehul sir.
Mm-hmm.
So what Mehul sir guided me that Hazim, if you want to crack the examination, you have to keep recording yourself on a regular basis. So I was very religious to that particular strategy. Whenever I was getting up or whenever in the later evening I started my preparing for the oral component, I make sure that I'm recording myself so that I get to know that what is my body language, what mistake I was committing. So I just work on that particular strategies. And also he guide me like I was very anxious person. Like
Yeah.
whenever I'm giving mock
Mm-hmm.
and if I'm not scoring good, so I get some sort of panic attack. Like I need someone to talk to. So I always reach him. Like at any point of time, he was there with me and he guided me a lot. And
Mm-hmm.
Hazim, you can do it. You are judging yourself too harsh.
No,
Like
that's
you
what
just
is
have to
needed.
believe you.
Yeah, that's what is
Yeah.
needed for this exam. Now, coming back to that part, like you mentioned that you're recording your own like voice, and you were hearing that later on. And so, like,
Yes,
how
yes.
much time were you spending on that recording and then working on your strategies every day?
So initially there were more time for me. Like in the month of January or December, I used to record for the whole case, like whole 15-minute case. Then I have to rehearse it, like whatever the mistake I'm committing. Then I get a night get at Hazim, you're doing this wrong. You are not. I have to be very honest with you. I was making mistake with the pronouns. Like I was not saying the case that that person is a male or female. So I was making that mistake a lot. So whenever I'm saying, I was saying her or him. So at that, because of which I get improved on that particular part because I was recording on a regular basis. So I improved that part of mine in the oral
Okay,
component.
okay, okay. That's makes sense. Makes sense. Um, before I let you guys go, I just want to ask one thing. Like, did you take mock exams or something? Like, starting with you, Maitri,
Yes, sir. I just took written mocks, not the oral
not the oral
mocks.
mocks. Okay. How about you, Dhwani? Did you take oral mock exams?
Yes, sir. Sir, I
And
took only one because I just had a limited time.
uh,
So it
and
was in the
and
last week of the.
okay. How about you, Hazin? Did you take mock exams? Oral mock exams?
Yes, sir. I took all of them.
Oh, or three mock exams?
Like that. Yeah, all three mocks exam.
Okay. So
That
let
helped
me
me a
start.
lot.
Yeah, let me start with not Dhwani. Let me start with Maitri. Maitri, so you did not take any oral mock exam.
No,
Now,
sir.
how did you? So, what do you recommend people who are preparing? Is it still okay to go for the exam without oral mock exams? Like, it's
No,
still
I
doable.
would. No, no, no. You do have to take oral mocks. Like,
Okay.
because I had limited time, so I couldn't go for mocks. So,
Okay.
what me and my study partner used to do, we just used to prepare each other's mocks to build the brain stamina.
Hmm.
That's why. But you definitely have to go for oral mocks. Like, You
Okay.
have
Okay.
to get the feedback and the stamina, like those
Two and a
10
half hours.
questions. Yeah, two
Okay.
and a half hours. That's too much because after 3 questions, your brain stops working. Like you're like, I don't want to answer this more. Like I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
want to speak more. So you
Okay.
definitely have to go for
You
it.
do recommend,
Yes,
and you
sir.
said that there was a limited time. Like time means the slots were not matching, or you
No,
were
no, no. So
just
for me, I had it limited time because
okay.
like in between suddenly my wedding came. Like
Oh, okay.
in
Okay.
2 months
Okay.
I
Okay.
was
Makes
I'm like
sense.
can have yeah.
Yeah.
So
That okay. Because I mean, okay. I'll come to you, Dhwani. Dhwani, what do you think? You took mock
Yes, sir.
exam,
Yes, sir.
uh, and and you can be honest. Okay. Like anybody who's going for the exam. I mean, your CPT has gone expensive. Classes have gone expensive, mocks have gone expensive. What do you think? Is it needed, like more than one mock exam, or one mock oral mock is sufficient?
Sir, I would say we actually need two mock at least. One on
Mm.
the first mock, it's very new for us, so we would not be able to time manage. We would be just understanding how we are speaking,
Uh-huh.
and the mentor is really helpful. I don't remember her name, but she
The
guided me.
examiner you had?
Yeah, she was so good, sir. I like few questions I didn't even understood that, and then she pointed out that you are going wrong in this question, and then I worked on that thing. So I
Yeah,
think two mocks are definitely needed. First to
yeah.
just attempt and second to make yourself better. But just
And
because
especially those examiners are like seasoned clinicians, and they've been working in Canada for a
yeah,
long time. A lot of things they can catch that you guys may not be able to catch. I
yeah.
mean, they have been our student long back, but like they are pretty much Canadian experience from long time, so they know the system and what happens in the system. Okay, so you do recommend two mock exam. Hazib, what do you think? You took three. Do we need three? Can we just get it done with two mock exams?
Well, that definitely depend on everyone. Like, if you feel that you need three, then you have to go with three. But at least you have to give the two mocks. Personally, what I feel,
Okay.
because in the first mock you will get an idea where you stand, and in the second mock you have to prepare. Like, you will get some sort of span of, like, I just kept in such a way that I have took the three mocks, right? So the first mock was on so and so a date, then after 10 days I schedule my second mock, and such in such a way the third mock. So in that particular 10 days I was preparing on my weak component, like whatever the like whatever part of mine is weak, I was working on that particular part. So I improve that thing in my. I make sure that whatever the weak part of mine is there, I have to work on my second mock. But again, when I was showing for the second mock, there are again some sort of mistake I was committing. So again, I have to make myself brush up for the third mock. So in such a way, I did my preparation with the help of the mocks.
So you think it's worth it?
Yeah, definitely it is worth it. The
Okay.
overall the examiner part who was conducting my exam, they give me a lot of strategies. I just want to say one of the strategy here, like as I said that I was weak in my ethics part. I was not using the ethics professional words in my answers. So I'm not able to recall her name. So she gave me a very good strategy. She said, Hajin, go on the website and just point out all the ethics word, make a document of it, and you make sure that those words are there in your answers. So that trick and strategy helped me a lot.
Okay, okay, that's good. Yeah, that's good to know. Like, I'm learning a lot of new things. So the examiners are definitely they have pretty good experience, but yeah, the kind of feedback they can share, um, it's like and because they have to prepare for a lot of things, and they have to change the feedback based on what you answer. So it does take a lot of effort, and I do think it's like with the cost, it's managed. It should be. It's a good one. But let me see some. There are some questions, but I'll let you guys go. Let's see if there are some questions you guys can answer. And I think Kiran has a question. We have heard a lot of students ended up in anxiety as they entered early morning and ended up in the evening with their exam. So it took like because it's a long exam and it was always long exam. Like now it's 2.5 hour for the oral, now 1 hour break. I don't know. Did you guys take break in between?
yes.
Yeah, all of you. And then there's 2.5 hour for the written part. What do you think? Is that a huge problem, huge deal, or manage? Because 2.5 hour and then you get 1 hour break. Back in the day, you were not getting 1 hour. Back in the day, it was like full exam, like long back, no break. Then they recently started 15 minutes break. So this is, I think, was it a problem for you guys? Like 2.5, 2.5. Was it a challenge?
It was manageable. Like with the oral, for me, like the time zone was a difficult part because my
Okay.
exam started around 8 in the evening and went till 4 in the morning. Like there has to be a system check earlier. So initially it was manageable for the oral, but when it comes to written, it's like
Yeah.
everything is like you just need to get done with it. It's
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah. It
But
gets
I
long
would,
exam, but that 1 hour
yeah,
break in between. What do you guys do in
yeah,
that? Like
yeah, yeah. Break,
that.
just relax, sit down, eat something, and just try close your eyes. Utilize that
Take
one
a
hour
nap.
break as
Yeah.
much as yeah,
Okay, so I think
yeah,
Kiran, it can be managed. I honestly think 1 hour break is like amazing. If you can like take a
yeah.
20 minute nap, you're ready for the next part. But yeah, I mean it can be exhausting, but definitely you guys need to build up the endurance. What time is good for taking oral mock exams? What do you guys think? When would you recommend people taking oral mock exams? How close to the
Well,
exam?
Last month.
uh, I would say like it would be better like if you're doing as Dhoni said in the last month.
Mm-hmm. Last month. Okay. All right. Great. Great. Great.
Yes.
All right. I'll let you guys go. I'll let me have other people in, and then thank you again. Like
Thank
try
you,
to
sir.
help people as
Thank you,
much
Thank you,
as
sir.
you
sir.
can. And it was amazing journey. Stay in touch with us, and hopefully we'll meet one day when you guys are in
Yes.
Canada, or maybe if you guys come to US. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you
All
so
right, guys.
much.
Yes,
Enjoy.
sir.
Bye bye.
Okay, thank you,
Bye.
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you. Good night.
All right. Let me see some question. I'm preparing for August. What can be the best strategy? Um, Prepare as deep as you can. Any technical difficulties during the exam? Um, Not really, but again, I think I haven't heard anything from any specific student, but it can happen. All right, let me have a new group of students. Let me get Ranjit in, and then let me get Sanila in, Ranjit, Sanila, and then Jasmeet, and then I'll get other people in. All right. Now I just don't know the face. So
Hi,
what's
sir.
your name again?
Sanila.
Sanila. Okay. And that's just Meet,
Hi,
right?
hi, sir. Yes.
Okay. And then I think we have one more person. Ranjit should be coming in. I don't know if her Insta didn't work. Hmm. Okay, let me try to add her in one more time. All right. How are you guys feeling?
Amazing, sir.
Amazing. That's great. That's great. A lot of hard work goes behind this preparation, and that's what we want to know. And other people who are watching this, again, the goal is what in my like 10, 14, 10, 12 years of experience of teaching, what I realize is pretty much everyone know the content part, but it's just like delivering the content needs some strategy, some mentorship push, some mock exam, some preparation. So that 10-15% is usually the game changer. But to score high in that 10-15%, it takes all the effort. And that's why I think the classes can be beneficial in that case. But Ranjit, I can try again. But let me try to have somebody while you're trying to fix it. Let me get Mansi Modi. Okay. All right. So, Sanila, I'll come to you. Like about your preparation journey. I believe you're located somewhere in that is
Kitty
um
Mat.
Bristol?
Maitri.
Vancouver.
Metri.
Kitty.
All right, so Metri is in. Okay. So, all right, let me start with you, Sanila, again. Sorry about that. So, Sanila, uh, about the preparation, how much time did you take from the start to your exam?
Sir, I started my preparation in September batch with your first batch and all the way like 6 months, 7 months from that.
6-7 months.
My,
And
yes.
you're working full time and while studying for the exam, right?
No, sir. I just moved to Canada in June, so I started my preparation there, and I just did job for 2 months just to get a exposure, and then I committed full time to the exam.
Okay. How helpful are those jobs in terms of
Mm,
getting exposure about exams?
It was really helpful in some professional part, like how they talk to the patient and how they are delivering their physiotherapy treatment part to the patient. And then I got the idea. So I'm like, okay, now I have to focus to the exam. because
Mhm.
I have decided that I will give exam on Feb. So for that, I have like 2 months exposure mostly.
Okay, okay, that's great. That's great. Okay, so I've seen all of your scores. First of all, again, that's a big score. All of you guys should be very proud of that. Now, coming to let me tell me about your preparation strategy for written. Like it's huge, and there's too much to finish because CAPA has not cut down the syllabus. Content is pretty much the same. Number of questions have gone less, and now I've heard from other students also, and the other people also told me the quality of questions have gone harder. Those who have taken the exam in the past, they can compare. They felt that the questions are way more tricky and deep. Back in the day, there were a lot of like out of 200, there will be a lot of silly questions, easy questions that you can like get your points. But now questions are hard. How confident you felt during the written part of the exam?
Sir, for me, written part was pretty hard instead of oral because I was able to speak in oral. But so I have to more focus on the written part. So I started like all your lectures. I have revised for 2 to 3 times, and then like solving MCQs, joining mentorship program. Mentorship was very, very helpful for me in a written part because it gave me the idea about the ethical scenarios where I
Mhm.
was facing more difficulties, and it was really helpful. Written was quite
Challenging.
hard for me instead
Now,
of oral.
written preparation or written exam also?
Written exam was also tough, and preparation was also tough
Uh-huh.
because I was like reading six, like for my written I used to read around 6 to 7 hours in a day, and then I used to do at least 2 to 3 hours oral preparation, like mostly
Every
two
day.
hours every
And
day,
that's
mostly
for
2 hours.
last few months or like for whole 6 months?
Sir, I have started my oral preparation with your first batch, and in that, I used to speak a lot in your class, and that was really helpful.
Yeah.
After that, I have started my oral preparation with my study partner, Jasmeet is here. We
Okay.
used to like oral preparation at least for 3 hours in a day.
3 hours a day. Okay.
Last 4 months, last 3 to 4 months.
Yeah. I think there's somebody, I don't know if that's your family member, proud moment for family. But that's great. Um, that's great. So I'll come to you, Jasmeet. So Jasmeet, tell me about like Jasmeet is a mom with a young kid. Like how old is your daughter?
He just turned 1 year old.
1 year old. Preparing with a 1 year old. I mean, it's
Preparing with the 2 month old.
two
And
months
then
old.
he turned one once I passed the exam.
That's like very impressive. So, and there are a lot of mothers out there, and a lot of people delay things because they think how are they going to manage with the kid. Um, how? What is the strategy? Just means like how to get that done while taking care of like a 1 year old, and then like your sleep is disturbed, your appetite is disturbed, a lot of things are disturbed. So how to manage along with all that?
Um, Sir, I feel that I think it's all comes from your mind and from your heart, because it's just my dedication, like to pass
Yeah.
exam, to do something in Canada. Like I don't want to stuck in those assistant and the labor jobs, to be
Yeah.
honest. So that's why I just feel like I know that I don't have any help. I know that nobody will come to push me. I am the only one. So it just feel like it was really hard. Like even if I'm saying that it was like very easy to go, but no, it was really really hard. However,
Yeah.
I feel like I always make a plan on a paper, like what should I do and how should I take care of my baby. So whenever he sleep, I used to study, and then I refuse to sleep. I know that was just not good for, like, if you're preparing for any competitive exam, you should take a proper sleep. But in my case, it wasn't that. But yeah,
Yeah.
it
You
was
know,
mentally challenging.
one thing, because I'm in all these 10, 12 years of teaching, I've met mothers like two kids, three kids, and and it's all about like one thing. What I noticed is all about the mindset. You need a very strong determination or motivation, like you mentioned, that no, this is it. And it's hard to do that. Like a lot of people are, it's a struggle to like be sincere and consistent. They can be consistent for a week, but for in your case like 8 months or 12 months, that part is hard. So I'll come back to you. And what was that motivating factor? Like how every morning wake up, stress, and how you're like, no, this is the motivation and let's keep going. So I'll come back to you, prepare the answer. So Matthew, tell me about your strategy. Tell me about some strategy for written, two strategy for written, and two strategy for oral, so that everyone can pass. Yeah, your voice, I don't think I can hear you. I don't, I cannot hear you. I don't know. Are you guys able to hear her? No, right? No. Somehow, I don't know, maybe your mic is connected with headphone or something. That's why.
No, sir.
Now we can hear you. Now we can
Now?
hear you. Okay, go
Okay,
ahead.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Whatever you
Yes,
did.
sir. Yeah,
Yeah.
so,
So go ahead.
sir, I started my preparation from the May batch, actually May PCE. I was getting ready for the PCE, but somehow I missed by few points in the
Yeah.
PCE. But I started my preparation with your 3D anatomy lectures, like those basic lecture,
Hmm.
and every time I was visualizing all those your basic 3D anatomy. So that
Okay.
helped me a lot.
Uh-huh.
And then after before your all the lectures, I came prepared with your older lectures. And then once I finish your lectures, I make notes. And then your those small quizzes on the portal. So
Uh-huh.
every week I made that like thing that I have to solve those quizzes on the portal itself. And I was retrospecting every time that what is my weak point.
Okay.
So
Okay.
retrospecting is the biggest thing that I learned from my own mistakes.
Okay.
And then whenever I'm making any mistakes, I used to write it down in my other book,
Uh-huh.
and the other rationals as well. So I made this separate book for the rationals. So
Okay.
that was
Okay.
that was the biggest part for me, that staying consistent with my every week quizzes.
Uh-huh.
And then at the last, when I was appearing for the mock exams, I was reading all those my rationals
Okay.
and
Okay.
understanding everything. So these are the things that helped me a lot for my written.
Yeah. Now, since you have taken PC also, and now you have taken CPT, so again, you may be the best candidate. And for those of you who don't know her, Metri was just amazing. It's just like she missed. I think your score was 595, right?
590, yeah.
590 first time, and then you missed it, and then you took CPT. Now, Metri, what do you think about CPT written part? CPT written versus PC written. Who is more terrifying?
I would say, sir, CPT, because first of all, for the CPT, your oral part is first, and by the time you get ready for the written part, you are completely exhausted. Your brain
Okay.
gets fogged, so the
Okay.
endurance, stamina is the first thing
Okay.
that
Okay.
comes for the written part. And regarding the questions,
Uh-huh.
I would say we have to keep repeating the questions. Like we should not misunderstood the question.
Yeah, I
So
mean, we try, but a
yeah,
lot of
so
times.
that was also the one of the important things,
Uh-huh.
that whenever I was preparing for the oral and written both,
Uh-huh.
I used to I used to misinterpret the questions.
Yeah.
So I end up with the wrong answer. So I made sure that I should not repeat these mistakes in my both exams.
Okay,
And
tell me one thing. Like, tell me, rate the difficulty level of PC written, like from 0 to 10, and then rate the difficulty level of CPT written from 0 to 10. Just the written part, zero to
yeah,
ten, both of
so
them.
for the PCE, it was 7 out of 10. But for the CPT written, I would say 8 out of 10, because it's
Eight out of
just
10.
the second
And
part.
what made it hard? Like fatigue is one factor, but like the question quality and what was hard? Like because you know what people think that, oh, it's 100 questions, and like somehow people scored very good in written also. So what was the tricky part in written?
So the whatever I have realized, the
Hmm.
first thing is you easily misunderstood that question.
Okay.
Yeah, so that
Okay.
happens. So do not misunderstood those questions. And the
Hmm.
second thing is we have nowadays we have those media questions.
Hmm.
So like there was like whichever videos we are seeing or whichever audios we are hearing there, we should
Hmm.
not again like think, see properly, see thoroughly, and do
Hmm.
not misinterpret.
The videos can be okay. Okay, so
Yeah,
that can be
sometimes
one.
it could
That's
be,
very
yes.
interesting. That's very interesting to hear. Like, and especially it's good that we have people who have taken both the exam who can like tell us the difference. Very interesting feedback. That's great. So I'll come back to you. Sanina, tell me now the oral part. What should be a student strategy because they're scared for oral? Okay, how? Okay, everyone practices. They try to practice, but how can we pass the oral part?
Sir, I strongly feel that start practicing oral 4 months or 3 months before the exam, and
Okay.
after that, like mock tests were the changing decision for me because my
Oral mock
first mock
exams.
test went. Yes, sir. My
Okay.
first mock went very bad, and after that, even I was able to speak a lot, but still my first mock went very bad. And after that, my score went good for the mock exam because my preparation strategy have been changed, and like I took all of the mock,
Okay.
and every mock is different from first and second and third. Whole
Yes.
mock tests were different.
Yes.
So it was a changing decision for me. And like one advice that I can give to the students is that like do practice for oral, do try to speak more like ethical word, more professional responsibility words, and try to solve more ethical scenarios which they are asking mostly. Theory part is very easy, like I will say, like they are asking very straightforward question on the theory parts, but like
Are you talking
ethical
about the
scenario,
oral or the written? Oral part or
oral
the
oral
oral?
oral in the like asking say like musculoskeletal case,
So question
cardiovascular
one and
case.
two are more. Question one is more straightforward. Question two is,
Yes.
and then question three is the one that's very tricky. The professional responsibility, all those things. Okay.
Yes, yes. So this was
Interesting.
just like mock exams and everything.
So if I ask you one thing that really made a difference in your oral prep, and you like one thing that made a huge difference, what is that one thing? Like,
I will say every day or consistently practicing,
okay.
vigorously practicing for like 2 to 3 days. It was hard, but yes, that one thing and revision. These are the two things that I used to stuck up. And the last 2 months, my score went good. Like
Okay. So one thing, if I ask you, let me give you an option. Like one thing is mock exams. Second
yes,
is
sir.
mentorship. Third is with oral practice with your partner, and fourth is like self own thing. So what do you think out of those four? Would you think that is? And all of them are amazing. We all know that. But what is the one that is the most important one?
I will say because every student will gonna do practice. Every student will get help from like, yeah, do study for 2 to 3 hours. For me, it was changing was the mock exam that I can
Mock
say
exams.
like
Okay. Okay. Great.
it.
That's great. Oh, that's very good to hear. Thank you again, Sanina. That's a good feedback for us to like, and especially for the examiners also. They put in effort, and I don't know who was your examiner, but they do put a lot of effort to prepare for this and then give feedback, and they get emotional sometimes, and like when they're trying to like give feedback. So that's good to know. All right. So Jasmeet, I'll come to you. So back to your question of how do we stay motivated? Like what is that one thing everyone should do to like no with so many things going on, Canada, PR, stress, money, and an exam and kid, and how do we still like no, let's go back and study with all those things going on in mind?
So I feel that first of all, make a positive mindset. just write it down on the paper what you actually need in your life to become.
Mm-hmm.
And then, secondly, the most important, what I feel is because, like, is a time management, because we are not able to find, we feel like, oh, we have a baby or maybe some other things like full-time job, and we are not able to go for CPT just because of these reasons. But I feel like once you feel like once you make a plan and you find 4 to 5 hours completely spare time for yourself, it's just about the time management, I guess, would work like a magic for me.
And you know what?
Even
Like this time management part, it's only mothers are good at. If you tell like a random like a college kid and all, doesn't matter like how many times they plan. No, like when you're a mother, when you're like you cannot miss this, you cannot miss this. That's when like you get automatically dedicated with your time part. Or I mean, when you have too many responsibilities. So I think, and that's what I have seen in 12, 14 years. Like mothers are way more organized with the time because they know they only got 2 hour window and the kid is up. So if they don't utilize this 2 hour at its max potential, then the whole day is gone. And
I,
that
yeah, I
thing,
will. Yeah, I also feel, I think I also got advice and recommendation from you because I have mentioned my story to you. So the one recommendation that I would like to mention is about, even if, like, for example, if the baby is sleeping, even if I'm doing something, I always hear the videos, so that it comes in my mind what's going on. Even if I'm, for example, I'm doing home chores or taking care of the baby, I always turn on the headphones and
Mhm.
listening to the videos, the lectures, and also to my oral like lecture, so that I'm able to, like, something should go in my mind even if I'm not able, able to
Yeah, yeah.
concentrate.
No, that's a good, and I'll recommend everyone who's like preparing for this exam. And if you guys can talk to her, if you have all those responsibilities, and you can talk to Jasmeet, and I think she is like can give you the real life advice, which can be very helpful. Now, coming back to you, Jasmeet, one more thing. Let me ask you about oral.
Mhm.
In your journey for oral prep, what do you think that one factor that was the most important? Everything is important, like mocks are important, mentorship is more important, practice with partner is important, or your management is important. But what was that one thing was like really, really a game changer and helped you the most? And you'll recommend everyone that you should spend more time for that than other things.
I feel that once, I think we have to focus on our, how we are expressing our emotions, like our feelings, because sometimes even if we know the concept, we know, like, the answer for that question. If we're not able to communicate that idea to the other person, if the other person don't able to understand what we are trying to say, I
Mm.
think then that's where we are falling. So we have to work on our communication. I
Okay.
This is the first and the most important thing I feel would work for me in oral. Communication skill that has to be trained
And how
by
do
the
you do
student.
that? Like just by practicing with your partner or with your husband or with family? How did you improve that part?
I actually use ChatGPT. I use try to talk with the ChatGPT, and also with, of course, with my study partner. I always talk with her. And sometimes I also talk with myself, literally in front of the mirror. For example, I just pick one case,
Hmm.
the oral case, and then there was a scenario, of course, over there, and then I speak that question in the answer, like, in front of the mirror, and then I plan, like, okay, am I able to understand what I'm trying to say or not? So I feel like communication skill is the first and foremost important step to do.
Hmm.
Um,
It's very
yeah.
important. I think that's very important. I mean, these are some very good points that you guys are sharing, and like you guys have experience, so I think you
Um,
definitely can share more than what we can with students. But thank you again for time, and like again, you guys should be very proud of yourself, like going for the pretty much the first exam of CPTE and cracking it, getting it done the very first attempt. So you guys should be very proud. It's time to make all that Canadian dollars. Um, and if you guys ever like, we should maybe meet sometime in Canada, or visit, or very. I think I already met Matri.
Yeah.
Matri was into our party. So if we ever get a chance, we would love to meet you all. Or if you guys ever come, or maybe if you guys go to Toronto, we have a lot of our mentors there. And I think Ankush is there in Vancouver. If you guys get a chance, visit them. Or if you guys ever get a chance, I mean, all of you do come to America all the time. So if you ever come near New York, come to my house. We can have a good celebration party for you guys. So yeah, but yeah, go ahead and enjoy and stay in touch.
Yes, sir. Here I would like to say
Uh-huh.
to the aspirants that um, when there is a way, there is a win. Like you
Mhm.
can always be dedicated and stay consistent with your dream.
Yeah,
And like, yeah, you can do it. If we
yeah.
have done it, then you can do it too.
It's all about the mindset.
Mindset,
It's
exactly.
all but like Jasmine mentioned and like you mentioned, it's the mindset. Because you know what? Like I'm at the university. Sometimes maybe when we work like 10, 12 hours, 13, 14 hours, and we are tired, and then our advisor comes and tells that it's in your mind. You're not tired. It's in your
Yeah,
mind. And
exactly,
then you're
sir.
actually okay. You're not tired. Let's keep going. So, I so it's all about the mindset, and you got it right. And I think other people do need that kind of motivation to like to keep going. But
Yes.
once again, guys, congratulations, enjoy, and stay in touch.
Yes, sir.
I
Congratulations to you as
I
well,
also
sir.
would like to mention one thing at the end for the students who are going for the exam, because
Uh-huh.
I was prepared for that. So I feel that there was a one thing that I used when I was preparing is that always prepare 2 to 3 cases daily, oral, and then 50 to initially I was always like solving 50 MCQ daily.
Uh-huh.
Daily means Monday to Sunday. There shouldn't be any holiday. There shouldn't be any off.
Uh-huh.
So that's what I do it. And then once I reach to the like closer to my exam, so me and my study partner we started with 100 question daily, solved
Okay.
it, and whatever were the wrong questions, like wrong answers.
Uh-huh.
I made those topics like what are the wrong questions, like answers were there, and then I started reading those topics. So this is how this was my strategy to pass the written
Question.
component.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
since we are like having both the written and the oral part, so we don't think like this is what I did. Like I always focus on both the things on a same day. Like I didn't take any break because I know that we have to give the exam for written and oral on a same day. So why shouldn't we just practice every day
Like
for
that.
that? So our mind will be preparing for it. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's
makes
what
sense.
I want to say.
That's great. That's great, yeah, Jasmine. Yeah, you have a lot of interesting points, and you can always definitely help with all those things. All right, guys, you enjoy.
Thank you
It's
so
Friday
much,
night,
sir.
so time to have some like a celebration with your family. So enjoy and stay in touch with us. And if anybody reaches out to you, just help them.
Sure, sir.
You guys will get a lot of blessings.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
but
Thank
Thank you
you.
so
but
much,
stay in
sir.
Thank you,
touch.
Thank
sir,
you,
for
sir.
your help.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye bye. All right, let me see. I think I'll try again. Ranjit, let me try to add you again, and then I'll go to. We have Rushti, Ranjit, Rushti, and then let me see. One second. Okay, what else we have? In the meantime, if you guys have any question, feel free to throw those questions. What's the percentage of our result? Honestly, you know what, Jyothar, what I heard from people and the mentors, and we kind of calculated. I think we pretty much hit 90% result, which is good. I think it's better than what we had for PC. Why would it be better? I'll tell you what could be the reasons for that. Now we have separate mentor for like written part and separate mentor for the oral part, and that helps. So you have two more people getting involved more extensively. We have more mock exams, written, oral, and more feedback. So examiners are giving feedback. So I think there is more help. Only thing is the cost has gone up, But you know what? Like the cost has gone up. The gas is expensive too now, and with cost goes up with all these things. Um, but I think since more people are involved in your preparation, the results have actually gone up. So yeah, I mean, okay, let me try to have other people in. Not sure why I cannot see the request. All right. What I'm going to do is I'll quickly restart this live. Don't go anywhere. I'll restart the live and I'll wait for you guys to join in. Just give me 1 second and we'll have other people in and I'll take all the questions. So Kiran and Baila, I'll take all those questions. Give me 1 second. Seems like there's some kind of corrupt Insta thing. I'll start this again.